This video is going to help you sound more professional in your office or the business world around you. So in this video, we are gonna do 10 different phrases for different situations that you can use in your daily conversations with your colleagues or in your business meetings or something. So this is gonna help you sound more assertive and professional. So are you ready? Let's begin. So the very first situation is to welcome the participants, like when you're in meeting or something. So when you want to welcome everyone, so you can begin by saying, "Thank you everyone for joining us today. It's great to see such a dedicated group here." Thank you everyone for joining us today. It's great to see such a dedicated group here. So that could be one way. The second way that can be, "Welcome everyone. I appreciate you taking out the time to attend this meeting." Welcome everyone. I appreciate that you're taking out time to attend this meeting. So this is how two different ways you can welcome everyone, like the participants or the group members when you have to begin a meeting or at any other event as well. I hope this is helpful. Let's see the second situation, that is when you have to introduce the participants to other people, like you have to introduce your group members or something. So the number one way is, let me introduce our team members. This is Sarah from marketing, John from finance, and Emily from HR. So that is how you can go on. The second way could be, let's go around and have everyone introduce themselves. Starting with you, John. That's the second way. So that is how more professionally and authentically you can begin the thing. Let's see this third situation. That is when you have to apologize for the absentees, like someone hasn't come, so you have to apologize on their behalf. So the number one way could be, unfortunately, John couldn't make it today. He sends his apologies as he is sick. Unfortunately, John couldn't make it today. He sends his apologies as he's sick. The second way could be, I would like to apologize on the behalf of Emily, who is traveling for a client meeting and couldn't be here today. So that's the second way. I think this is much more like a good way, right, to begin the things or say the things rather than just being very simple. It's good to have some formal language. Let's see the third situation. That is when you have to deal with the minutes. So dealing with minutes means like they have been a written record of something what was discussed earlier during a meeting or something, and now you have to consider those things again. So the number one way could be, let's review the minutes from our last meeting to ensure everyone is up to the speed. The second way could be, could someone please take my notes for today's session? Thank you, John, for volunteering. So that is how you can say this thing. The fifth situation is setting the agenda. So if you have to set an agenda for a meeting or something, so the number one way we can begin saying is, the first item on today's agenda is to discuss the new project proposal. The second way, after that, we'll move on to the budget review and then address any outstanding issues. Let's see the next is, which one is to encourage the participation. So the number one way could be, what are your thoughts on this new marketing strategy, John? So you are encouraging people to speak out on something. The second way could be, can you share your perspective on the challenges we are facing, John? That's how you can say it. So this way you are encouraging them to speak out on something, right? Let's see the seventh one, that is when you have to make any clarifications or you have to explain out something. So the first way is, could you elaborate on the timeline for the project, Sarah? Could you elaborate on the timeline for the project, Sarah? The second way is, let's make sure everyone understands the budget allocation. Could you explain that again, John? Could you explain that again, John? Let's see the eighth one. That is when you have to manage the discussion. So the first way to say is, let's move on to the next point to ensure we cover everything on the agenda. The second way is, I'm mindful of our time, so let's focus on prioritizing these action items. So that is how you're taking control of the things. The ninth one is delegating tasks. So when you have to give tasks to some other team members or something. So you could say, could you take care of sending out the meeting minutes, Emily? So that is how you are politely saying someone, right? The second way is, I would like you to be responsible for coordinating with the IT department, Alex. So again, you are giving someone a task. And the last situation could be summarizing or closing or wrapping up a meeting. So you can say, the first way is, to recap, we have discussed the project timeline, budget, and action items. Thank you all for your input. The second way could be, in conclusion, We have agreed on the next steps and assigned tasks accordingly. Thank you for your participation, and that concludes our meeting for today. So that is how elegantly you can end the meeting or the conversation. So these are different tense situations which like you encounter in your office life or like business life, and this is how you can use these simple sentences or phrases in those situations, and you can sound a bit more professional, right? So I hope you like this one and you gained something new out of this. Let me know your reviews in the comments below. So that's all about this video. See you in the next video. Now till then, keep growing, keep learning.